Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. This is a weekly series that I publish every Monday where I go through a bunch of word variant games that are all very fun and you may not have seen before. I have a fixed set of games I go through, but we always start with a bonus game that's I kind of just choose. So today's bonus game is Raddle. I just finished going through the tutorial, but this is today's for Monday, July 28th. There's a link, always a link in the description for all of the games if you'd like to try them. I'm gonna get started. So it's kind of a word ladder, but it's an interesting take on the word ladder where instead of just changing letters to get from white to lotus, we actually need to find which clue the previous word goes into. So the clue makes sense, and then we end up with a word, an answer for that. So we need a 5-letter word. It's either going to be blank white, someone you might search for. That's probably not right. Add a letter to white and anagram to get flower. We know lotus is a flower. So this is probably the clue that gets us lotus. So we add a letter and anagram. So there's some, this 4-letter word is an anagram of lotus, missing one letter, but I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be. Anagram white to get a friend. Nope, we're not doing that. Change one letter in white to get a complaint. So it is possible because we're another 5-letter word, but I don't think that works. Drink that sounds like white. No. Famous white on TV, Walter. The problem is Walter is too long. So I don't think it's a famous white on TV. White is made from, no. White played mostly for the blank. The white are a football. Word for a collection of white. Okay, so I missed it. Are we changing one letter in white to get a complaint? Like right, maybe? Drink that sounds like white. Anagram white to get a friend. It's not this one. This one's for lotus. Someone you might search for. Blank white? I don't think so. Drink that sounds like white. I just don't see how that's it. Is there another famous white on TV that's 5 letters other than Walter White? I can't think of one. White is made from. White played mostly for the. Ooh, the white are football. So we can go up. So we can switch to solving upwards. So add a letter to blank and anagram to get lotus. So we need to figure out what this is. Could it be outs? Nope. At least it doesn't penalize us for guesses like that. Slot maybe? No. Lots. I don't know what we're removing. So going up is difficult because we don't know what clue is before this. Right, we got to go back down, I think. Anagram white to get a friend. Change one letter in white to get a complaint. I'm going to try right. Nope. Wine? There we go. Okay, that took too long. So we need a 4-letter word. Drink that sounds like wine. Wine. Perfect. Now we need a 6-letter word. Famous wine on TV. Wine is made from grapes. Perfect. We need a 5-letter word. Word for a collection of grapes. I don't think so. The grapes are football. Grapes played mostly for the famous grapes on TV. So it's not this one. It's not this one. Can't be. Blank grapes. Someone you might search for. I don't think so. Famous grapes on TV. Grapes played mostly for the grapes are a football. Word for a collection of grapes. Oh, it's probably what do we call a not a bushel, but oh shoot. What is that called? You buy grapes, they come together. Ah, shoot. Word for a collection of grapes. I don't know. I could try to go up from here. The problem is I just don't know the word for a collection of grapes. So I need to figure out what word we're trying to make into lotus. No, slot. Stow. Maybe starts with like O or U. This is a tough one to work backwards from. I don't know what clue's going to go before it either. Darn. Collection of grapes. I could hit the hint button, which tells us which clue it is, just to make sure it's collection of grapes. But I don't see how else it would be. Like, so it's blank grapes, someone you might search for. It doesn't make any sense to me. We can't add a letter to get 5 letters from 6. We can't anagram 6 to get 5 letters. Famous grapes on TV makes no sense to me. Grapes played mostly for the blank. I don't think so. The grapes are a football. No. So it's got to be a word for a collection of grapes. I'm just going to have to Google it. Collective noun for grapes. A bunch of grapes. There we go. All right. Blank. So 5-letter word. Blank bunch. Someone you might search for. Add a let. No, it's not the flower one. Anagram bunch to get a friend. I don't think so. Famous bunch on TV. Brady Bunch. There we go. Brady played mostly for the Patriots. Playing Patriots. Anagram Patriots. The Patriots are a football team. All right. Mate. Anagram team to get mate. Soulmate you might search for on TV. And then lotus. So from soul to lotus. Got it. Okay. I had to Google bunch. I could not remember bunch of grapes. Okay, cool. I got it. Interesting game. I feel like you can get a little stuck. I don't know what to do about that, but cool. I mean, Googling gets you out of it, I guess. Well, let's move on. Let's do Dordle. We're going to start with grape because I got stuck on that. Nothing from grape. All right. No A or E. SLTN. Is something like slint a word? No. That would have been too easy. Slant. Slunt. No. Okay. I gotta come up with something else. I don't know. Lunch. Why not? All right. Left word has more info, so I guess the right word. That gets me the most info per guess. So the N goes somewhere. I may as well try starting with N. An O? An I? I don't know. Huh. Maybe I don't want to start with N because I can't think of a word. Can't put N in the middle. We could end in like, I don't know, IND. Blind, can't do it. I'd love to get the ST. Maybe INT then? Stint. I can't do sting. Can't do Stein. I'll just do stint. All right, it is an INT word. So I have actually a little bit less info on the left. So is it like nutty? No, we know it's not double T. That's actually good to know. NUT though, or T. I mean, we could end in N. I kind of like NUT, but nutty was the only word I could think of. T could go here. Or we could do TU and then end in N. That doesn't seem good. NU. T. I don't know. Maybe I should think of the right word. Maybe it'll help. Is there only one option? It could be OINT, like point, joint. It's probably joint. Okay. So we didn't really... we learned there's an O. That could be interesting. Is it like O-U-T something something N? I don't see how. Is it N-U-T-O? N or T-U-O-N or T-U something O-N? Tumen. Or it could be U-T-O-N. Futon, like the couch that turns into a bed. All right. Joint and futon. That wasn't easy. Okay, cool. Let's do Fibble. Each guess has a lie in it. Let's end in M. Let's bring, maybe we can bring in this R and end in M. That seems like a reasonable thing to do, doesn't it? Although ending in M is tough. I mean, I don't know, is it tough? We don't have to put the R there, but R's love to be second, so I'd like to. Dream. Okay. No contradictions at all. So why don't we just keep bringing in that R if we can. This is harder. Can we do double E? I could do an EAM, but then I'd have to bring in an O or a G, which I don't think I can bring in either of those to EAM. I could do, again, I could bring in this R. If I do that, I need to use the EM in place. I could move the R. I could do ERM. Sturm. Is therm a word? It is. Ooh. Okay, we have a double contradiction here. That's perfect. So dream has one lie in it. Therm has one lie in it. We know that one of these E's is lying. We know one of these M's is lying. So that's both of the lies. So if you're not an E or an M, you cannot be lying. So what we've learned is there's no DRA, THR. So there's an E or an M, but not both. I'm of the opinion of just using this E in place and then just forgetting about the M, because M has been very hard. So if I did that, E in place, and then just all new letters, I'm sure I can come up with something. First word I thought of was slept, but there's no T. SW, SL, SN, CL. What if we do an LE here in some way? Why can't I find something? It should be easy. Flesh? No, there's no H. What if I end in double S? Is that possible? Bless? Sure. I won. Okay. Well, that came out of nowhere. I've been getting lucky on some games today. Not in this video, but all right. Cool. Of course, that's been countered by some very bad luck today too. So, all right. That's not here or there. Let's move on to Betweenle. We will start with bless. So, ooh, we're between all A's and bless, and we're like halfway in between. So, I'm thinking that's in the later-ish A's. I don't know, arson. Be an interesting answer. All right, so we could still be in the R's, but we might be like in the S's, like ashen or something. Is that not far enough? It's not far enough, not nearly far enough. So maybe like AV, like avert your eyes. All right, between ashen and avert. AU maybe? What's a good AU word? Honestly, nothing's coming to mind. Audit. Ooh, AUD. Ooh, this is going to be tough because there's not all that many AU words. Could it be a really late AT word? like attic, like attic. Perfect. Well, that was nice. Attic in 6. All right. We will do word 500, and we will start with attic. So there's one yellow, but we don't know which one's yellow. I'm going to say it's the A. I like to use the vowels when I can. Snarl is a fun word. Lots of good letters. All right, so let's say we placed the A in the middle, and maybe we have this R or the L, but let's just do R for now. Got to pick something. I'm trying to think about what to end with, because the first letter, there's a lot of options, but how would we want to end? How about fraud? That's a fun word. Ooh, only one yellow. Okay. So what I could say is that we still have the A. Like I like to keep with my assumptions until really proven wrong. But that means no R, so we're going to use the L instead. Oh, in place, actually. Ooh, maybe we don't want the L in place. What do we want to do? S in place, maybe? We could do like a S. Where's the A go? SA? We could do S something EA. Speak. 2 yellows. So if we still have the oh wait, so that means we can't have the S. If the A has been yellow this whole time, then we cannot have the S because it would have to be green down here. And then none of these letters. So N in place or L in place, and then one of these, maybe the E we can keep. So A second, E here, maybe an that would mean the L would be here. That would be forced. I want to do like AVEL, gavel. 1 green. Okay. So we're continuing our initial assumption that we have an A in the word and that we finally placed it, but that would mean none of these letters. No S in the word. No L in the word. So, okay, we've reached a contradiction because the N would have to be second and the A would have to be second. So we've proven there's no A in the word. Finally. So we need a different yellow from attic. 2 letters from snarl. I'd like to not introduce a new letter from fraud if we can get away with it. So I'm going to make the R yellow here. It could have been green here, so I don't know. We'll use the R, though. And then we need an L, N, or S. If we don't want to introduce too much new from speak also, then we could make the S yellow up here. And then that would mean the R would be green. We still need something from attic. And then I would think we'd want to use, oh, we can't make the E green here if the R is green here. So there'd be no E. I was going to say we're going to use the E, but no. And we can't use the L. I don't think we're putting a V before an R. I'm thinking maybe a VRY. No. So it means starting with G. This isn't looking very good. We need a P or a K, and we still need something from attic. So it would be G, something, something R. We'd have an S somewhere. Probably not at the end. And we'd have a TIC and then a P or K. Probably the I, right? So we'd actually have a vowel. So even if we ended with S, like we'd be like, what, GI something RS, and we'd still need a P or a K. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, so obviously I made a bad assumption here. So we know there's no A. Maybe I bring in the U from fraud. Let's bring in this E. E is extremely common, but that would mean it's placed here. Okay, so if it's placed here, we can't do a green R. Okay, should I bring in the I or the T? Oof. This is a tough nut to crack here. Maybe I bring in this S again, just because P and K are just not that common. So if we're targeting the common letters, we need an N, R, or L green. Can't be the R. So it'd be N or L, but not the L either. So it'd be the N. That's forced. And then we have a yellow in fraud and a yellow in attic. But we already have N here and E here, and we need an S somewhere, but not first. And usually we aren't ending in S, so it would be NSE. It would be in. Oh, I almost thought inset, but that would use 2 from attic and nothing from fraud. By the way, no R from fraud. Maybe unset. That works. And that's our answer. Perfect. Okay, targeting the common letters worked this time. that was tough though. That was really hard to unravel. Cool. Let's move on. Polygonle. I've got. Wow. Okay. So this repeats and this repeats. So if we do ing, that gets us this G also, and then we have to repeat this. The only thing I can think of is an O there, maybe, or a U. But it doesn't look very good. So going, to going, pogoing. Pogoing is a word. Nice. All right. Like your pogo sticking. So I got the ing wrong, but at least I found something. There is an O in the word, but it doesn't repeat. So it's not here. It's not here. We know it doesn't repeat because it's both. If it repeated, both of these would be yellow. So we could start with O, but I'm thinking the O goes here. And then this repeat could be an S. There are plurals. What's surrounding the S? The I? Missions. No, that's 2 S's. This is kind of an issue. I like this, but I might want the S, or maybe not an S here at all. Oh, I was thinking it might be T, or I like the ION actually a lot, but does it have to be an S? The problem is you kind of want that to be double S when you put an S here. Ooh. If it wasn't ION, we could start with I, but then what's this repeated letter? What's this repeated letter? E? Ice cone? Worth a shot. I may have to do a filler. Darn. Is there a way to check this IONS and just do new letters before it, just as a filler? Tachyons. I don't know. Lions, reunions. It's too long. Funyuns? We'll accept that? No? How about minions? So I'm right about all of this. This is the S. So it was this the whole time, but I can't think of the word. I'm just going to try every letter. I can't think what this is. It's not looking better as I do it. Visions. Oh. Yeah, I was definitely pronouncing it wrong in my head. Visions. Okay. Cool. Ordinary words were basalt, kernel, coroner, desserts, minivan, pesetas, resents, and visions. Okay. So the only IONS was visions. That makes sense because it was very forcing. All right, let's do the mini. We might be a plural, starting and ending with the S. So let's try stilts. I can't do stilts. Slits. Nope. All right, what are we starting and ending with? R? Robber? Rover? Rover. Okay, well, this is E. Maybe it's a D then. Duned. No. Daned. Daped. Dazed. It is D. I'm not surprised. Duped. Nice. Okay. Cool. Let's move on to Symble. I always start Symble with blaze. Tradition. All right. There might be an A in the middle. We will test that with shark. That's fun. All right. There is an A in the middle. We end in K. And the second letter is an S or an R. So I'm going to say R. Something like crank. Something exactly like crank. Very nice. All right. Symble in 3. It's nice to have another 3 there. We are going to finish with blind Fusele. Now, each guess has a twist. In this first twist, I have to put a vowel in the middle. Luckily, crank does have a vowel in the middle. All right. So there is an A, just not in the middle. Here, we're going to get alphabetical hints. So for per slot, we're going to be told whether we're nearby alphabetically. So I like to do S's. If you look at the alphabet, this R, S, T, U area, the R, S, T especially, just has a lot of common letters. Now we know there's no R though. So maybe not as important, but getting S's and T's can be very helpful. So if I do like salty, maybe S-A-L-T-Y, that works. Okay, so we did not place the A somewhere else. Now in this twist, we're not going to learn about these two results. But this is near S and this is near Y. So near Y, ending in V, no. W, X, or Z. I think we're going to end in W. This is a P, Q, T, U, V. Could be a T. Could be a U, P. I mean, a lot of them are possible. Ending in W, though. Second letter's not an A. Third letter's not an A. We don't start with A. So the A is forced here. What does this? Ending in AW. I'm going to be honest. This is... Can we end in something else? Is it pizzazz? It doesn't accept pizzazz that way. How is pizzazz usually spelled? Like that. No, it's not pizzazz then. I mean, is it possible to end in Z or X? Nothing ends in V. I just don't see the X or Z ending working. Could it be a U? Like, I'm going to go back to the non-alphabetical keyboard. P, T, V, T. I think I might have to just, like, I like to fish out the first letter. So I think I might want to just guess a word that won't be the answer, but uses a bunch of these letters, like the U, P, V. I don't think we're doing Q, U, so I think that's okay to skip. But something like putty. Problem is, no, I need to put them in the 3 slots I'm going to learn about. Tulip. Let's just do that. All right, so we do start with T. Oh, and there's a P somewhere. Oh, I think we end in AW. And this would be the P then. But then what is this word? Oh, it's topaz. Okay, so this twist, I'm not allowed to guess an O. So I'm just going to guess sasas. Because I know the answer is topaz. So I just got to guess something. All right. That was unfortunate that I couldn't get topaz on this guess, but no one's getting topaz on that guess because you're not allowed to guess O on that one. All right, cool. At least this twist I was able to get it. This is the symbol-like clues. That's a really good one to have. All right, cool. Oh, this would have been nasty on the second to last guess, where you really need to figure out what's going on. It was gonna do Fibble style lies. Oh man, good thing I got it before that. All right, cool. Ending in Z. I did not expect that, but like it was really hard to end in that AW, so I guess it makes sense. All right, cool. Well, those are the games for this video and for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I know a lot of you look forward to Mondays in this video. I just, especially as the week goes on, not enough time in the day to do this every day. But let me know how you did on these. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.